Lori Vallow's fate lies in the hands of a 12-person jury. Vallow is the Eastern Idaho mom charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of her two kids, JJ and Tylee Ryan. She's also charged with theft and conspiracy in the death of her husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell.
Jurors started deliberations this afternoon after closing arguments wrapped up. The prosecution called roughly 60 witnesses during the 5 weeks of testimony. Abby Davis listened to those closing arguments today. And Abby, what were the big takeaways?
Well, Morgan and Brian, the defense doesn't think the state proved its case against Lori. During closing arguments, both sides presented their case to jurors for the final time, and the defense placed a lot of the blame on her husband, Chad Daybell. It's been 5 weeks of shocking, sometimes horrifying testimony in Lori Vallow's murder trial.
There is one common thread through these murders: Lori Vallow.
Lori's accused of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of her two kids, JJ and Tylee Ryan, and her husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell. A series of events the prosecution introduced and wrapped up in these three words:
money, power, and sex.
Now, jurors are deciding Lori's fate.
Beginning in October of 2018, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell set in motion a series of events that led to 3 horrific murders in the state of Idaho.
During closing arguments on Thursday, Madison County prosecuting attorney Rob Wood went over those 3 murders, starting with Tylee's death. She was just 16.
Tylee's body was burned beyond recognition. Her body was dismembered in such a grotesque and extreme manner that the medical examiner had to determine the cause of death as homicide by unspecified or unknown means.
Wood said Lori was responsible for Tylee's health and safety, but instead of protecting her, Lori, Chad Daybell, and Alex Cox conspired to murder her.
Acting together, they caused her death.
Wood claimed the 3 caused JJ's death too. JJ was just 7 years old.
Between September 22nd and 23rd, 2019, JJ Vallow's voice was silenced forever by a strip of duct tape placed across his mouth.
Wood said Lori wanted the kids' Social Security money.
Just like Tylee, Lori never reported that JJ was missing or dead. Why? He had to remain hidden so she could keep receiving the money.
Wood said Lori was also conveniently gone when Tammy was murdered.
She was asphyxiated in her own home. The evidence is clear that Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, and Alex Cox conspired to murder Tammy.
Within weeks of Tammy's death, Lori and Chad were married on a beach in Hawaii.
Free from the obstacles that were Tylee, JJ, and Tammy, but living with the money that was gained from each of their deaths.
Deaths the defense says Lori wasn't directly involved in.
No one here thinks Lori actually killed anyone. That's why she's charged with conspiracy. Defense
attorney Jim Archibald said people close to Lori called her a great mom, including her oldest son, Colby.
You hear from Colby Ryan, my client's son. Lori was a great mom. She did everything to protect us kids. I would never think she'd do anything to harm anyone.
Archibald said while evidence connects Chad and Lori's brother Alex to where the kids' remains were found, it doesn't place Lori there.
Lori does not know what's in Chad's backyard. She knows her kids are missing. She knows that her kids aren't with her. She knows that they're safe and happy, whatever that means.
Her attorney also argued a hair matching Lori's DNA found on the duct tape around JJ's body isn't enough to convict her.
Is that a smoking gun? No, not at all. And why not? Because that decomposition fluid was also in that bag. The pajamas were also in that bag. Kids' socks were also in that bag. A kid's blanket was in that bag.
Archibald said the case isn't about money since Lori didn't get an insurance policy on JJ and Tylee before they died. He also said it's not about power or sex like the state claims.
Follow the law and the lack of evidence.
The jury can find Lori guilty of any or all of the charges she faces. The conspiracy charge alone could mean she spends the rest of her life in prison. Jurors do not have to find Lori was actually there during any of the murders to find her guilty of first-degree murder in Idaho. They only have to decide that she in some way encouraged the killings or told someone to kill Tylee, JJ, or Tammy. And we're not sure how long it will take for the 12 jurors to reach their verdict of guilty or not guilty.
Yeah, could be tomorrow, could be over the weekend if they decide to do so, could be next week.
We know they deliberated for a couple of hours this afternoon,
Exactly.
then decided to go home and pick it back up tomorrow morning.
Exactly. All right, Abby, thank you. And as we just mentioned, if they don't reach a verdict tomorrow, the jury could deliberate over the weekend, but they do all have to agree on that. That's a unanimous decision. As a decision comes down, though, we will live stream it on our website, ktvb.com, as well as on our YouTube channel. We'll also be live right here on Channel 7 with insight and analysis.